Hello all. Today we are going to discuss about kinship pattern in India. With respect to kinship pattern in India, this is very important topic with respect to UPSC. Every alternative years, UPSC used to ask one question from this particular area. So if you have well understanding of this area, you will be getting 10 mark easily for sociology optional. So the study of kinship pattern, the famous study done by Iravati Karve, as many of you know that she is an Indian sociologist and studied Indian society based on the Indological perspective. And what is Indological perspective? Indological perspective is nothing but using Sanskrit textbook and historical perspective, such as reading through Ramayana, Mahabharata, or religious Indological books to understand Indian society. So based on this book, based on the literature, especially the Sanskrit textbook and Sanskrit literature, she identified a pattern of kinship in India. Based on that, she divided the kinship pattern zones into four zones based on languages. So she divided these zone based on languages. The first zone is northern zone. So there are northern zone, southern zone, and central zone and eastern zone. So based on that, the first zone we will discuss about the northern zone. With respect to northern zone, the geographical area of northern zone is nothing but from the Himalayas of the north and Vindhyas in the south. And these are the states which comes under this particular category. They are basically Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Bengal, and part of Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, UT, Jammu, Kashmir. All this area will be coming under the northern zone. And the language they used in this particular area is nothing but the Sanskrit language. So Sanskrit language is the basis for this particular zone. So based on this, she identified there are kind of patterns with respect to this particular northern zones. So with respect to lineage and with respect to the residential pattern, so she identifying that in the northern zone, what is the dominant pattern is that patrilineal and patrilocal dominate in the northern region. That means in the northern area, after the marriage, the newlywed couple stay with the husband parent house, or the lineage identified through the father's side. So that is why it is patrilineal as well as the patrilocal system dominate in the northern Indian region. And not only that, with respect to caste, in the northern sector, they strictly follow caste endogamy. That means they can only marry within the caste. It is not allowed them to marry outside the caste. And very special feature is that with respect to northern part, they also follow a clan exogamy or incest taboo. That means compared to southern India or southern part of the India, there is a kinship pattern where you can marry the cross cousin marriages are allowed. Okay, but in the northern part, the cross cousin marriage is not allowed, or you cannot marry from within the same clan. Why this is basically happened? Because of that is why the study is very important. She studied Indian kinship pattern through the Indological perspective. So in the northern part, if you look at the historical perspective, most of the people settled in northern parts are basically Aryans. These Aryans are pastoral community. As you know that for a pastoral community, they are not settled in any particular places. They are constantly on the move. Since they are constantly on the move, they need more friends. Otherwise, they have to face lot of invasion from outside. Or when they are moving, they have to encounter the other village people. So if I am having a marital alliance with the other villages also, there will be a friendly villages you can create, and easy movement of pastoral community will be very easy. So that is why these people are not marrying from within the clan. Not only that, they are also following a village exogamy. Village exogamy means you cannot marry from within the village. So if you cannot marry from the same village, so you have to marry from your outside your village. That means you have to marry from the other villages. This is to just make that friendship with the other villages, so that your areas of influence will be large, and you can also reduce. As you can see that the rule, one should not marry from his own village. It said that northern India was having a pastoral economy when kinship institutions were developed, and this region was also prone to invasion. And these factors contribute to the emergence of village exogamy. So that is why this particular area also following, you can see a clan exogamy as well as the village exogamy. So that means you can, your influence can be extended to much larger areas. And there is also Gotra exogamy or clan exogamy. You cannot marry from the same Gotra as you are. There is a rule of Sagotra, and there is also a rule of Sapinda. That is nothing but for Sagotra, you should move beyond 7th generation on the father's side. With respect to mother's side, you should move 5 generations to select your spouse. Also, you have to follow a rule of Sasan. Sasan is nothing but it is practiced that, for Gotra rule. That means you need to move or avoid marrying from these 4 Gotras of your father, your mother, and grandmother, and maternal grandmother. So you cannot marry from these 4 Gotras. You have to choose your wife or spouse from the outside this particular Gotras. So since have you noticed that in northern part there are many restrictions of marriage rather than facilitating marriages. So a person from northern part of India will be knowing whom he cannot marry or she cannot marry rather than whom he can marry. So this is mean that the marriage rules in North India mostly negative rules. So negative rules of marriage operate in the northern zone where the individual knows that whom he cannot or she cannot marry. So this is a kind of a negative implementation of the northern negative implementation of the kinship rules. And the kinship terminology in northern India, very descriptive. The very descriptive in nature that there is a separate kinship term for consanguineous and affiliate relationship. That means there is a separate kinship term for blood relationship as well as marital relationship. That means it cannot be said that both blood relation as well as the marital relationship are equal. So there is an observation by Louis Dumont, you can see that, and also T.N. Madan. With respect to northern India, the wife takers are compared to wife givers much powerful. That means wife takers are always in a better position compared to wife givers. That means the movement of gift is kind of a unidirectional. It's nothing but the bride's family has to give gift to the groom's family. So the gift will be moving from one direction to the other direction. It is only unidirectional. So all these factors shows that there will be always an upper hand to the groom's family rather than compared to bride's family. So status of woman is much compared to southern India is lower in the northern zone. So now we have discussed the northern zone kinship pattern. Let us discuss the southern zone. So with respect to southern zone, you know that this is based on the language of Dravidian languages. So northern zone, the language of basis is Dravidian languages. The state which comes under southern zones are Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. So with respect to northern area, the lineage system as well as the residential pattern, compared to northern part, there is also, you can see, a patrilineal as well as patrilocal system. But the thing is that with the patrilineal and patrilocal system, there is matrilineal and matrilocal system also coexisting with the southern part. For example, Nayars of Kerala or Mapla Muslims in Malabar region, all these people are actually having the matrilineal or matrilocal system. That means in southern India, there are patrilineal, patrilocal system as well as matrilineal and matrilocal system. Both system coexisting in southern zone. So which is very important. And also there are, with respect to caste, there is similarity with the northern part. There is caste endogamy in the southern part also. But what you can see is that there is a clan endogamy. That means you can marry within your clan. But in the northern part, you cannot marry within your clan. You have to marry outside the clan. And also there is no village exogamy practice. That means you can marry within all your own villages. Why do you think that in the southern India the village exogamy is not practiced? Or you can also see that clan endogamy is followed. Why is it so? It's basically when it compared to northern part, kinship pattern or marriage system is institutionalized during when southern part already started with agriculture system. So one of the more important input for agriculture system is that land. So if you are marrying from outside your family, or if you are marrying outside your village, that means you need to fragment your land to that particular family. So marrying outside the family will amount to fragmentation of land, which is very important for agriculture purpose. To avoid this fragmentation of land, in southern part, when you are seeing the kinship pattern or the marriage as an institution evolved, it allow cross-cousin marriage, uncle-niece marriages are all allowed in the southern part of the India. That is why in southern part of India, this is very much practiced. Okay. So kinship practice as an institution were developed in the south after the development of agriculture. So that is why the objective of fragment, to prevent the fragmentation of the land, they are allowing village exogamy as well as the clan endogamy in the southern part. So if you might have noticed that in the northern part we have seen that negative rule of marriage. That means one person knows whom he cannot marry. But whereas in the southern zone, if you are noticed here, the person will be well aware that to whom he can marry. So there are more of a positive rules existing in the southern part rather than in the compared to northern part. So L.H. Morgan identified that there are prominent ideas with respect to southern marriage. That one thing is that principle of immediate exchange. That means the marriage will be happening with the non-people. Also, the policy of consolidation, that is social consolidation. That means here the marriage is happened to withhold the power with the family itself rather than fragmenting the power, and the clustering of group in the narrow area. So all the people will be staying very closest with respect to their original family or patrilocal or matrilocal system. So mostly it's an agricultural practice, so we need land. So people will be settled on the people will be settled near to the land. So no sharp distinction between kin by blood and kin by marriage. That means here one important factor is that since the person is from the within the clan or within the family itself, or the cross cousin marriage or parallel cousin marriage, the both groom and bride will be from the same family. Because of that, women have a comparatively better position in South India compared to northern part of India, since the woman is already from the family itself. Okay, so because of that, the freedom for women is greater in the society in southern part of India compared to northern part. And also you can see that the gift is moved from the not unidirectional. There will be gift movement from the both sided, because here comparatively the bride family and groom family are kind of equal compared to northern India. So these are the important features of southern part of India. With respect to central zone, there will be a transition of both. You can see the features of northern and southern zones. So this is kind of a you can see the transition zone where you can see both cross cousin marriages and prevalent. Also, there will be practices of matrilineal and patrilineal system. Or also you can see the caste endogamy. So there is always a mix of both northern zone as well as the southern zone, but more lenient towards northern zone. That's what the observation given by Iravati Karve. And another zone which is very important, that is eastern zone. Eastern zone you can divide into two parts. One is northeastern part. The tribes which are Kasi, Naga, all these tribes comes under the northeastern state, and the states which are, you can say, Odisha, Bihar, all this the eastern part of the state. So based on that, you can divide the tribes into two parts. The first part is Munda, Gond, and O, Bihur, Sandal. This is the one set of part. They are basically live in Bihar, Bengal, Odisha. So they basically speak Austric languages. They usually speak. So here they usually follow patriarchal and patrilocal family system. So with respect to tribes, they also follow tribal endogamy. They won't marry outside their particular tribal group, and they also follow a clan and exogamy, where they won't marry within the clan. They will marry the outside the clan. Okay, so there is also a custom of bride price is prevalent among the tribes, and they, with respect to tribes, one thing you should note that they do not establish an institution of joint family. Why they do not establish an institution of joint family? This is basically to establish a joint family. That means you need to keep a bigger residence, right? For that, the economical cost of keeping a bigger residence is much, much larger. So mostly they will settle in a small hamlet, so that the cost of keeping that particular hamlet will be very less. That is why they won't establish a joint family system. And another group of tribes, that is northeastern tribe, they are basically Kasi, Garo, Naga, Kuki. All these tribes are part of northeastern state. So basically, this tribe, there are patrilineal system, but mostly there are matrilineal and matrilocal family system. So matrilineal, matrilocal means they will be settling near to the family of bride's parents' family. Okay. So they are also trace their lineage through the mother side rather than the father side. So matrilineal they will be following. And with respect, if you see the caste system, the youngest daughter inherited the ancestral property from the mother. So they are basically based on the language of Sino-Tibetan languages. So these are the important classification of kingship pattern in India. As you can see, there are four zones. One is northern zone, other is southern zone, and central zone, as well as northeastern zone. So the differences, that northern zone Usually you can, there are patrilineal and patrilocal. Here also patrilineal and patrilocal is there, but there is also matrilineal as well as matrilineal and matrilocal system are following. Here caste endogamy is there. Here also you can see caste endogamy, but here you can see clan exogamy, but here there will be clan endogamy will be there. And here there will be village exogamy, but here village endogamy. So these differences and language difference, here is the Dravidian language, Sanskrit language. Okay, here it is negative rule of marriage, here is a positive rule of marriage. Okay, all this difference you can easily remember, and you can make a column while writing an answer. So I hope you understood the concept, and if you have any doubts you can comment, and if you like the section, and also please do comment and share with your friends. Thank you. We'll come with another video.